Hi, Stoic Cousins. Get your blankets. Y'all already know what time it is. Yeah, yeah. It's horror animations. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it, right? Two stranger horror story animations. Let's go. He's already out with a gun.
Hi,
Don't look at us like that.
I'm Blake. My long-term girlfriend, Ava, and I just bought our first house together. After a long and painful process, we're finally settled in and going to be spending our first night together. What do you want for dinner? Ava asked. I shrugged. I feel like a grilled chicken salad. I can't even look at a pizza for a while. A grilled chicken salad sounds amazing. Healthy, too. I'll get it started. You want me to help with anything? Will you slice olives and grate the cheese? Sure thing, babe. Ava is a chef, and we run a restaurant together. She handles the cooking, while I handle the business. We enjoyed our light dinner, christened our new bedroom, and fell sound asleep in our cozy bed. Sometime in the night,
crazy.
I woke up to hear Ava screaming from downstairs. I shot out of bed
downstairs?
and rushed down to find her running towards the stairs. She slammed into me, and I held her steady. Ava, what's wrong, baby? Blake, there's someone outside, she stated frantically. Okay, just go upstairs. I'll look around. Ava nodded, and she went upstairs. I went to the window and looked around. I squinted a bit, trying to concentrate, when I spotted them. In front of the bushes stood a man with a mask on his face. I swear his eyes met mine, and a shiver went down me. I went upstairs to get my phone. Ava peeked out from the closet. Is he gone? She asked. No, but I'm going back down with my phone, and if they're still there, I'm calling the police.
Just call the
I
police.
got to the window and looked around. He wasn't there, but I decided to call the police anyway. They told me they couldn't do anything unless he tried to break in. Ava and I went to bed. Days
You can
went
secure
by,
the area.
and the creeper still stood outside our house every night. Despite my efforts to get the police to come investigate, they insisted there was nothing they could do unless they posed a real threat. I noticed that I seemed to be more concerned about it than Ava was. But maybe she just felt safe with me handling it. One night, I came home from the grocery store with the items Ava sent me to get. Ava wasn't home, and she should have been. I called her, and she didn't answer. I worried that whoever was lurking outside our house might have gotten to her. I left her a voicemail expressing my concerns and began to put groceries into the fridge. A knock sounded at my door, and I went to answer it. There stood the person in the mask. Can I help you? I asked angrily. They said nothing, just stood there staring creepily at me. I went to shut the door in their face when they put their foot in the doorway, making sure I couldn't close it.
Stop a foot.
You better get off my property, I yelled when they shoved their way into my house and pointed a gun at me. I held my hands up. Hey, I don't want any trouble. They motioned with their head for me to sit down. I sat down and kept my hands up. Look, if you leave, I won't call the police on you. And we can just forget this whole thing. I pleaded with them. They still said nothing and kept the gun pointed at me. Do you have my girlfriend? If so, please tell me where she is and if she's okay. They fired the gun at the floor, barely missing my feet, and I suddenly felt sick.
Oh.
This could not be happening. The shot must have been a signal, because two more masked figures came in. One of them knocked me out with a baseball bat.
Oh.
I woke up, bound and gagged in a chair.
Where the hell's Ava?
To see Ava sitting
I knew it was that bitch in the mask.
She waved at me. It's about time you woke up. Now the fun can begin. My stomach dropped, and I began to fight against my restraints. Ava got up and sat on my lap. She pressed her cheek against mine, and it felt squishy, and I could smell blood. The hell? Ava took the gag out of my mouth and began to kiss my lips. Bits of her flesh got into my mouth and I spit them out. "You're not Ava!" I yelled. The stranger got up and smirked. "No, but I look good with her face, don't I?" I yelled out in horror as they peeled Ava's face off the wall, revealing a face of rotting flesh. The eyeballs hung from sockets and teeth were missing. "Oh, God! What did you do to Ava?" I cried out in horror. The masked figures took off their masks, revealing the same rotting flesh as the one who wore Ava's face and held up limbs that they ripped off her body and took large bites out of them.
You got jumped by
I began to wriggle in
demons.
my chair, any which way to break my restraints. By some miracle, the chair's legs gave out from under me and the chair crashed to the floor.
Grace of
What I
God.
was tied to no longer held me back. They reached for me, but I managed to roll away in time. I ran out of the house and didn't stop until I reached the police station. They came back to my house and found Ava in the basement,
Oh.
chopped up into pieces. Later, a neighbor told me that 20 years ago, a group of college kids shared the house. An intruder came in one night and cut off their faces and ate their bodies. They're now vengeful spirits who attack the owners of the house and take their faces and eat their limbs.
Why didn't you
Late
tell me
one
that
night,
before?
I burnt the house to the ground, got in my car, and drove until I hit another state to start over.
Good, that's good. Poor thing.
Hello guys, my name is Ava. Today I am going to narrate an incident which happened to me when
We
I was
just dealt with it,
23 years
Ava.
old. This incident took place when I had just finished my graduation. Actually, I had gone out of my city for my studies, where I used to stay in a hostel, and after graduation, I was going back home. I was very happy at the moment because after spending 4 years in another country, finally, I was going home forever. My family members were overjoyed to hear the news of my arrival.
That's exciting.
In my family, there is my mom, dad, and 2 brothers who are younger than me. One is 16 years old, Adam, and one is 7 years old, Evan. When I reached home at 7 p.m. in the evening, my family members welcomed me. Later, we all had dinner and went to sleep in our respective rooms. When I woke up in the morning, I saw that my mom and dad looked very upset. They were packing their luggage in suitcase. When I asked my mom the reason for her concern, she said that she had a call from my aunt, Mom's real sister, Ashley. She said that my aunt's husband met with an accident. That's why they had to hurry to my aunt's home now. Everything happened very fast. Even before this, we 3 siblings lived alone in the house, but I don't know why I was afraid. After my mom and dad left for Auntie Ashley's home, as soon as we were about to go to our room after watching a movie, someone suddenly knocked on the door. At first I thought,
No.
who could it be at 10 o'clock at night? But when I heard
Damn
the voice,
burglar.
I knew it was my childhood friend, Ed. He told me that he had a call from my mom. She had asked him to take care of us and provide his help if we needed it. So I asked Ed not to bother much, and I would call him if I needed.
No.
Because my family and Ed's family have known each other for over 15 years and have
All right.
always been together in happiness and sorrow.
Still
Ed's
don't
mother
trust him.
had died when Ed was 18.
Oh,
After
rest in
half an
peace.
hour of his
Sorry.
departure, again, someone knocked on the door. I thought this time it would be Ed's father. Maybe he would have come to see us. But I was wrong. As soon as I opened the door, I saw that there were 2 girls at the door wearing a strange mask on their face. I
You about to
understood
get
looking
jumped
at
by
both
bad
that
bitches?
something was wrong. That's why as soon as I tried to close the door, they pushed me hard and hit me on the head with a hard iron rod.
Oh, damn.
After a while, I regained consciousness. I saw that both my brother Adam and I were tied with a rope, and we both had a rag in our mouth.
Where's the
Our
babies?
smaller brother Evan wasn't there. When I rolled my eyes, I saw that Evan was hiding under the bed. Those 2 girls were looking very strange. One of the girls had long hair, and the other girl had short hair. Their faces were not visible due to the masks. One of them, the one with the short hair, said, "So this is you, huh? Weird. Ava." "He likes you? He likes you?" Didn't know why she was repeatedly saying, "Todd, Todd, he likes you?
We didn't even find out about it, Todd. So obviously she don't care about him like that.
I never
You in
heard
here
this.
breaking in her damn
Getting
house.
She wasn't speaking the whole thing.
Is it
and I
Ed?
couldn't understand which way she
You
was
talking about
saying it.
Ed?
The short-haired girl
Childhood
was
friend
staring at me
Ed?
for a long time. An hour later, when it was 3 o'clock in the night, the long-haired girl opened a bag which they brought with them and took out a lot of dangerous types of tools and knives.
You about to slice her up
Seeing
over
all
a
this, Adam
Todd?
and I were frightened. Because his mouth was gagged, he couldn't even cry, but tears were coming from his eyes. I could not see the condition of my brother at all, and I also started crying seeing all that. The short-haired girl took scissors out of the bag and started walking towards Adam. I tried hard to free myself from the rope, but I couldn't do anything. Adam began to shake his hands and feet in fear and terror. He began to shake his head vigorously. I was looking at my brother in such a painful condition.
She better just cut him
I
go.
could not believe that I would have to see something like this in my life.
Just let him
The
go. He's a
short-haired
little
girl
boy.
said, "Here you go, buddy," Adam said in great terror and pain. That girl cut off my brother's ear with the sharp scissors. There was
Oh!
blood everywhere. I was stunned and motionless, totally frozen. The two of them crossed the limit of cruelty when they hit Adam on his head with a thick iron rod. Due to several attacks, he died on the spot. You guys can't even imagine how I felt at that time. It was such a huge misfortune
All
for me
this
to
over
see
a
my brother in
Todd?
extreme pain and dying. Somehow, I got myself free without letting them know. When both of them were taking out weapons from the bag, I hit the long-haired girl with a chair so hard that she passed out on the spot. Ah! Go to hell! When the other short-haired girl
Beat
came
her
forward to attack me,
ass.
I also hit her hard with an iron stick. She was repeatedly trying to stab me with a knife, so I had to push her hard. They had tied us up on the second floor. I was standing near the window, and as soon as she proceeded to try to kill me, I lunged out of the way and she continued forward, and she crashed through the window. Seeing the opportunity, I immediately called the police and started searching for my younger brother. He hid inside a cupboard in fear, and I took him out of there. I went downstairs with those girls' bags and guns, and there, I waited for the police to arrive. When the police arrived, they saw that both girls had disappeared, and at the same time, Ed and his father had also come. I had lost my brother Adam in that incident. I feel so sorry for him. I couldn't save him, but I'm happy for Evan. The case is not solved yet. A few days later, Ed told me that he loved me very much and wanted to marry me. And he also told me that his childhood name is Todd.
Knew
It
it.
was the same name
I knew
that the
it.
short-haired girl was repeating over and over again.
Boy,
Did Ed
hell
have
no.
anything to do with that incident? I'm still confused.
Boy, fuck you. Oh, we still got one more. What? Story 3. It definitely says 2, but it's alright. I'm with it.
Hello, guys. This is Edward here.
Hey,
Today I'm going to tell you the story
I'm sick
of
of
my
y'all.
childhood. This
Had
incident
two
happened to me
Avas,
when
got
I was
two
13
Eds.
years old. How can I forget that incident? Those days were very dark and creepy for me. When I was 13, my family, me, my mom, and dad, shifted to the new house. And we were very happy for the new start, but we were unaware of impending danger. Well, we shifted to the new house, had dinner at night, and went for a good sleep. As I was 13, my parents had to go to the office daily. That's why they hired a babysitter, Laura, for me, because my school holidays were going on. She even used to help me with my studies. So it was time for my parents to come home, and almost 20 minutes before Laura left for home. I was having my cake, and suddenly, I felt like I heard someone weeping slowly. In our new house, there was a basement room, and I was literally terrified because that voice was coming from the basement room. I made up my mind to check it and walked downstairs to the basement. All I could see is nothing but a dark and creepy room there. I heard something, and it wasn't a voice. It was a piece of metal dragged across the table. I felt like someone was playing with a bouncing ball. I ran to my room at once. I was very scared at that time. I told this incident to my parents when they came back home. They took this thing as a joke. They said they will clean the basement room tomorrow and they will check. First night in the house was fine, but the second night in the house went very scary. Whenever I remember that night, I get goosebumps badly. How scary and creepy that second night was. I was feeling someone's presence. I thought it was my parents, but when I checked them, they were sleeping in their room. So that night, when I was doing my homework after dinner, I noticed very unusual and creepy things. I heard in a kid's voice say, "Edward, Edward, can you hear me?
No.
Edward." I ran to my parents' room at once. I was extremely scared and didn't even sleep a wink. Next day, I got a fever and was even unable to walk because I laid in terror the previous night. I told my mother everything when my fever went down. I told my parents about the creepy voice and the kids' weeping sound. My father didn't let me go down there after that incident. The same day, my parents went down there and cleaned the basement room together, and surprisingly, they found a letter there. There was an apology letter. When my parents bought this house, they knew about a woman named Tina. They didn't tell me about Tina because I was a kid and they were afraid about my health. After some days, I came to know about Tina when I heard two people talking about her death. She was found dead in the house, and you know that house now. Yes, that was my new house. I was really creeped out. I at once ran to my parents and asked them to leave this house immediately, but they convinced me to stay there for 4 days to arrange another apartment. My parents were very worried about my health because I was behaving differently from 2 days ago. My parents did a lot to arrange a new apartment, but it was not easy to arrange a new apartment immediately. 2 days had passed normally. So, only 2 days were left to stay at that house. But for me, 2 days were like 2 years. I asked my parents to sleep with me because I was afraid of that voice and creepy basement. At 2 a.m., I woke up from my sleep because I was feeling very thirsty. While she was filling the glass of water, she was whispering, "Edward, hey, Edward, you know your father is a bad man, a bad man." I screamed, "Dad, please help me, Dad!" That night was very horrible. I still remember that changed face of my mom. I remember her red eyes, heavy voice, creepy smile, and the way she was talking like, oh my God. My father woke up and comforted me. I told him about Mom, the way she was behaving, but my mom was unaware of all these things. When we asked her whether she remembered anything, she denied. Next day, we went to the police station to hand over that apology letter, where we all came to know that the apology letter was Tina's husband. His name was Arthur. A police officer named Mr. Brownie told us everything. Well, Tina was a good lady and she had a happy family. In her family, she had a son named Alex and a husband named Arthur. Yes, Arthur was Tina's husband, and the apology letter was from Arthur. It had been proven that Arthur killed his son. Yes,
oh my God.
This all happened when Tina was not in the house because she was in the office. Alex's dad thought Alex would return home by 1 p.m. after school, but Alex wasn't feeling good. That's why he came home at 11 p.m. His father was unaware of it. So when Alex entered the room, he saw his dad with another lady. Alex caught them red-handed. He was a 14-year-old kid, but it was understandable to him that his dad is not a good man. He argued with his father and warned him.
Killed?
He asked his father to apologize to his mother and tell her everything. But his father knew that Tina is a brave lady. She would never live with a person who cheated on her.
At all.
Tina belonged to a rich family, and Arthur never wanted to leave her.
Oh
he knew
my
that
God.
if she leaves her, he would be ruined.
You killed your
They
son because
argued
of
and
this?
argued. Alex was not listening to his dad. Arthur was very angry and decided to kill his son with a knife. He stabbed Alex in the neck with the knife. Alex screamed, "No!" His last words were, "You're a bad man. A bad man. And Alex died suddenly after that. His father chopped up his dead body, hid it for 3 days in the basement, and later burnt it in the dense forest. His mother was unaware of this and she thought Alex had been kidnapped. They reported it to the police station, but she got nothing. But after 3 years, his father realized his mistake, what he had done that day. He realized his wife cannot live without his son, and her condition is not the same as before. He realized how much she and her son loved him, and how mean he was. Now, he wanted to tell everything to Tina because he was feeling very heavy and wanted to lighten his heart. Arthur didn't want to live like this. So the next day, he wrote an apology letter. He wrote that he had made a big mistake, and he finished everything. He wrote about that horrible day and wrote that he is committing suicide now. Tina was shocked, and she hung herself in the room. But Arthur is still missing. Nobody knows where he is gone. When we heard that, we were all shocked and creeped out, and the next day, we left that house. I was such a scared kid, but trust me, this incident gives me chills to date.
It would give me chills to this day too. That's crazy. So obviously, I don't think those. Well, obviously, those are not based on true stories. It doesn't say it there. So those was good. Crazy, right? That last one was really crazy. You gonna kill your son because you want to be a cheating asshole? Do better. But thank you guys for joining me. Have a great day. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, but you should have because we're stolen cousins. Bye. And support, obviously, because support is free, so why wouldn't you? Bye.